from my soul.
Warning. This is a global blackout. Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Surround successfully recovered. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for...
Give it up for me, baby. What's up? What's good? What is happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, as you can see right here on the screen. Today is my Tuesday vlog where I come on to talk about whatever the funk I want to talk about. Sounds looking good, videos looking good, so we can get started. But before we do, let's get the marketing out the way. I'm streaming across multiple platforms. You can find me at Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. If there's a like button on your platform, take a look at the bottom of the screen. See what that says? That says hit that like button. Mash that like button for you, boy. That helps me out on the algorithms. The algorithms. That's the algorithm over here. So today's live stream and what we're going to be talking about is I'm going to give my 1 month update on my health vlog, in which I said in 1 year from September. I want to say it was September 10. I'd have to go back and look at the actual date. I was going to lose 50 pounds because your boy started at 283 and I was going to get down to 230 pounds. That's a weight I ain't seen in a long time. Okay. And I have my 1 month update for accountability purposes. And I'm going to talk about how it's been in its first month. And that's going to wrap into what today's vlog is titled, which is it's not about how you start, but how you finish. But before I get into my update and monologue, let's go into the chat and see who's in the building. Shout out to Coach Erica Love. It has been a minute. What is up? How you doing? Hope you're doing fine, Coach. Thank you for tuning in. Pete said, wow, what an ugly face. That's my guy, man. Shout out to Pete. That happened to be said that intro was fire. Hey, I fixed it because last week's was tragic, but it is fixed and I got it right. I appreciate everybody that popped in that have a comment early. So let's get started. First, my health update. Okay. I started at 283 pounds. And what I'm going to do is on my YouTube community page, I'm also going to show the photos. I'm going to take monthly pictures as well so you can see the health update as well. What I need to do is update my SMART goal that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Because while I said I wanted to at least drop 20 pounds by 20 pounds in the first 6 months, I also need to lose the body fat as well. Because as of this morning, when I weighed myself, like I said, I started at 283, but that was 283 from really doing nothing, eating crap, not really being active, to just started eating a little bit better and a little bit more active. I woke up today at 201. So that's what, 12 pounds, 13 pounds? But it's seeing it that I need to uh seeing it also and how I feel is what I also want to improve as well. So I want to get the measurements on where my stomach is at because that's one of the things that I want to include in my goal is as I'm losing the weight. That there's a guy that I used to work with in the Air Force, a dude by the name of Brandon. He was a very similar build to me. He's also dropped and he looks good too. He says he's got more energy, the joints are feeling a lot better. So while I'm happy to be down to 271, I'm not really kicked it into hardcore. So That's about to start happening soon. I have a couple of things that I'm shoring up, but for the most part, I'm going to get there. All right. Shout out to my main man, Stan Lowry, one of the pilots that I was stationed with in the military. Hey, I see what your sons are doing too. Bravo. Salute to those young men. Salute to those young men. All right. So that's my health update. Follow my YouTube channel, which is in the link that's in the description on most of the platforms, because I'm going to start ratcheting up and posting the photo updates as well. I think I'm going to give the photo updates every 2 weeks to help with my accountability. So for the people that are following me for my health updates, thank you. I got my lady and she always asks me, "King, tell me what you need." And I'm like, "You're doing it already." Okay? So, shout out to you for that. Pete said, "Step up. Step 1, stay off the scale. Step 2, get your BMI done." Yes. I'm not so much focused on the scale, but I am gonna get my BMI done. I have an appointment. It's my next off Friday, so not this upcoming week, but next week. I'm gonna get my BMI done and the measurements as well because look, stats matter, right? You take the stats and then you compare them over time to see how you're doing. But I do have an appointment to get my BMI done and neck and waist measurement. So, I will absolutely do that, and he said, "Remember, muscle is heavier than fat." Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's my update for that. Now let's get into my opening monologue. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, okay? So this has been on my mind lately, because as you know, we all have dreams and goals that we like to achieve, but sometimes it can get hard to start. I've talked about on one of my prior vlogs that having a goal and creating a SMART goal are the steps that you need to attain and achieve that goal. One of the goals that I shared and I gave updates was I wanted to eliminate $1,000 in a credit card that I had. The APR was ridiculous on it. So I set a goal of how much I wanted to pay each statement to get that down, and I knocked it out. I knocked it out of the park. It's a little bit easier. We can chunk up those the overall goal, put it into a SMART goal, a plan essentially, and then stick to that plan to knock it off. But starting can be hard, right? Sometimes you might feel like you're just not good enough or you don't have what it takes to succeed. But what I'm going to share with you is that it's not how you start that matters. It's that you take incremental steps, measure those steps, and then finish that matters. Plain and simple. That's what matters. Did you finish? What did you learn while you were taking those steps? So, what I hope to accomplish and share here is that if you're discouraged or overwhelmed, don't be. Just remember you have to take those small steps along your journey that could help bring you closer to achieving what it is that you desire to achieve. And that's what I'm focusing on. That's what I'm focusing on. I intentionally set my health journey and goal initially to focus on just making small changes so that over time I can sleep better, my joints feel better, all of that jazz. I can hopefully live a long life. All right. And when you reach that finish line, it's a great feeling when all of your hard work is paid off. Okay. So I've got a couple of different things up here. Three tips to kind of consider. But before I do that, let me see. Stan Lowry wrote, "I can't wait for you to achieve your goals. Love your words of wisdom. So very true." Hey, I appreciate that. I'm going to give three different things to consider that I want you to keep in the back of your mind as you're making these goals. All right. Point number one, like I said, Starting is the hardest part. And I'm going to foot stomp this and say this again so that you can understand. If you do not have a specific plan in place, you are going to fail. There's a phrase out there, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that is so true. While taking steps towards your goal is important, you should have a specific destination in mind to get there. You have to target it. You have to have a smart goal. Otherwise, you're just going to keep taking steps, and you're not really going to understand where your destination is for you to finish. So while I say starting is the hardest part, you while you should at least take a step, have a destination in mind. Have that plan in place so that you know at least how to start, that you're going in the right direction, and you can adjust your plan over time. But I'm telling you, once you do get started, it'll be a lot easier. I tell people all the time, people say, King, I see you doing these vlogs, man, but you're good at it. Yeah, but I wasn't always good at it. My earlier stuff is cringe, but I haven't hid any of that stuff because it's good for me to go and see where I came from and where I'm at now. But I had to start somewhere. Starting is the hardest part. The second thing to consider is perseverance, right? Perseverance is key. Because look, the road to success is rarely smooth. There are going to be obstacles, there are going to be setbacks along the way, but it's important to keep pushing forward. You have to remember why you started in the first place and keep your eyes on the prize. It's that simple. It's simple, yet people make it complicated because people will put every excuse in the book. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I'm getting back from my job and I'm tired. Oh, my family want me to spend time with them. Oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do that. No, no. Oh, I don't have the right equipment. Oh, I don't have access to a gym. I know of a guy who his story is actually truly inspirational. Came from a third world country, didn't have access to a gym, but he used the world around him as his gym. He found hills and he ran the hills. He tied up things to blocks and used that to do squats to build up his leg strength. And he went on in Olympics and qualified, but didn't make like the finals. But this dude did that coming from a third world country with hardly no access or resources to the things that can make an Olympic style person be Olympic. Now, given time and given additional resources, this guy has an opportunity to make the next Olympics and win. It's pretty dope. Actually, and I forget his name, but somebody did pick up on who he was, his already naturally gifted athletic prowess, and they sponsored him, and he's been training in Colorado. Fantastic story. So when people come up with excuses about not taking steps and they don't want to persevere, I shake my head at those folks because I understand and I know people that persevere. Now, what does persevere stand for? I have to look this up. Persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Too many people want the success now. Oh, I just started my YouTube channel, so I should have a million subscribers like Mr. Beast, or he's got a 50 million subscribers and be making handful and fisted money. I've been doing this stuff for like 3 years. I'm just sitting at, I think, 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's doing decent, but I didn't start it with a goal of being the next Mr. Beast. I just wanted to get some stuff off my chest and hope that it impacts somebody and give them some value. That's the best that I can hope for. But if you don't strive to persevere and you give up at the first obstacle that hits you, then you will never achieve your goals. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Pete said, one thing we do agree on tonight. I know I'm not good enough. I'm great. I'm awesome. I am absolutely. Hey, I wake up telling myself I'm the ish. I do this thing. It's so lame. But I do this thing where after I wake up and I get the crust out my eyes or whatnot, I stand in the mirror and I do the Superman pose. You will have how that can boost you in the morning and make you feel until you try it. Okay. You just stand in the morning, Superman pose, breathe in, breathe out, and tell yourself, hey, look, I'm alive, I'm awake. Today's going to be a good day. As things inevitably hit your mind, hit your cell phone, somebody calls you with some bad news. If you're prepped for things, then you can take that stuff with stride. If you already tell yourself you have a good mindset about being strong, about being great, you're already halfway there. You're already halfway there. Pete said, I don't need to do that. My great grandfather is Zeus. I like that. I like that, man. Hey, in Greek with long flowing hair. Those are problems that I need. I have one more thing to consider, and then I'm going to be, man, it's already been 18 minutes. The third thing, finish strong. If you start it and you persevere about 90% of the hardest stuff out the way. Starting is the hardest part. Perseverance is key. You get past those two things, you can certainly finish strong. All right. When you're nearing the end of that project or that goal, it can be tempting to slack off or lose focus. Man, I'm close. I can afford to do XYZ. I can afford to lay off a bit. I can afford to be distracted by whatever's going on over here because I mean, look, I'm already there. No, 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 no. Finish strong. Hit that goal. I'm looking at my first goal where I said 20 pounds in 6 months. I'm down 13 already on just making small changes. But even when I hit to 6 months and I start getting closer to that 230, like I said, it's not so much the scale, but when I drop the body fat, there are certain milestones that I'm going to reach because of the steps that I'm taking to get there. But I have to understand that once I get through and I persevere, I have to finish strong. You have to finish strong. All right. So when you get close to the finish line, that's one of the most important part. Stay committed. Stay committed. Give it all you have until you achieve that goal. Cross that finish line and then look. The guy who ran the marathon and crushed it, almost had it in under 2 hours. This dude ran a marathon at a 4 minute 36-second pace per mile for a marathon. That's ridiculous. I wish I knew his name so that I could say it right now. He beat his own record. But that's ridiculous that a human can get under a 2-hour marathon. If I run a marathon, it's going to be all day. I'll finish it. The race organizers might be gone, but I'll finish it. So look, I hope my mindset and my thoughts inspired somebody. I appreciate Stan Larry for coming on and commenting. So I'm reluctant to do my vlogs on LinkedIn because I have a lot of my coworkers and stuff there too. But for the topics and stuff that I'm talking about, it is appropriate for LinkedIn. If it catches on and it inspires somebody, great. If it gives value, that's all that I'm going to close with this. It's always interesting because if I wanted to do scandalous topics, I could and get the views, but that's not me. That's not me. That's not what I want for this channel. That's not what I want to do. I might create another channel for it, but for my own personal vlog, I just want to come on, share my thoughts, and hope that I inspire somebody. So before I close out, let me check the comments and see if we have anything here before I end. God happened to me. Yes. So she shared with me. I signed up to go to the local gym on Monday. Thank you for inspiring me. That's what I'm talking about. I need the hand clap sound effects. I don't have that on here, but bravo. Bravo. I know that that was something that you and I talked about. And look, I'm going to tell you right now, those first couple of weeks suck. And you're going to have to find the time. And you're a busy woman. You are a busy woman. Don't make any excuses, babe. Don't make any excuses. Find the time to find the balance. But what I would recommend, because I'm gonna tell you, you know what I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's sort of what I'm doing to kind of supplement and getting my cardio in. But once that ends, I'm gonna be spending a lot more time after work in the gym. That might mean cutting into some you and me time, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fine with me. It should be fine with you too. Get yourself, carve out that time, be active, and let's hit these goals together. Okay? I'm gonna call you after this is done. Pete asked if I'm going to New York Comic Con. I am not. I am not. This is the weekend that I have my daughter. So I wasn't able to make that work without changing some things. So I am not going to New York Comic Con. Pete said, go to the gym together. Pete, here's the thing. I have access to a free gym and she doesn't. As a federal employee and a blue card veteran, I'm able to access the gym on base. If I could bring a guest, I would, but I can't. Okay. I can't. It is what it is. All right. So, but depending on what gym she signs up for, I wouldn't mind the expense if it can help us motivate it. But our hours are kind of different too. So she may need to go to the gym on her schedule to optimize her time. I'm going to. I'm selfish. I'm going to go on a time that works for King. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And she actually needs to do the same. All right. Pete said, Michelle said, Pete, we can dress up from our couch. Oh, for Comic Con. All right. Hey, y'all. Thanks for joining. I need a longer outro because I know that some people comment when I do my outro. I might have to work on that. To everybody that joined, I give you a salute. I'm going to go rest, figure out some things for tomorrow. Call it a night. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Peace.